So let's do Squirrel Girl, Shang-Chi, and then we also get a new piece here. So these are just one-ofs, but this is a deck that's playing 4 Green Sun Zenith and 3 Summoners Pack, so you get to have access to these cards a lot. Oh, sorry, and I added the Enduring on mobile today. It's Enduring Curiosity, right? Enduring Vitality. So the idea is like Squirrel Girl is just kind of a good card in this shell. I think you're gonna want to tutor it a lot of the times, especially if you have Fanatic of Rhonas out there. We're playing also one Slumbering Trudge as a Fanatic of Rhonas enabler and something to sacrifice to Disciple of Freyalise as a big card advantage engine. Um, and so then you also have this combo that is Squirrel Girl plus Shang-Chi, which gives all of your activated all creatures with activated abilities haste just for those abilities. Which is and this card is just also kind of good in the deck that's like full of Fanatic of Rhonas, like being able to play Fanatic, Delighted Halfling, tap them immediately, I think is pretty valuable. Um, it also I guess it's a little bit minor, but it goes infinite with Ashaya and Quirion Ranger if you don't have a mana doubler. So and one of the other big combos here is if you have Ashaya, Quirion Ranger, and either like a Fanatic of Rhonas with like Ferocious from Ashaya, or a Badgermole or 2 Badgermole Cubs, or a Leyline of Abundance Badgermole Cub. This lets you like make 2 mana, spend 1 mana on Quirion Ranger. With Ashaya, Shang-Chi lets Quirion Ranger just tap for a mana. So you go, so if you had just like Delighted Halfling, Quirion Ranger, Shang-Chi, Ashaya, you go tap this for a mana, tap Quirion Ranger for a mana, untap the Halfling, bounce the Ranger. So that's another way for you to net infinite. And then Enduring Vitality is a way to make all the squirrels you make with Squirrel Girls tap for mana, and you can give it haste with Shang-Chi. And then I've just actually been excited about Enduring Vitality giving Quirion Ranger and giving Badgermole Cub and giving Springheart Nantuko tokens the ability to tap for mana. Like, I think there's actually a big possibility this card should have already been in this archetype, and we just never tested it before. But now we're testing it because we have access to the combo. I'm also playing a Scavenging Ooze on the board, which I haven't done in this archetype before, since there's just like a lot of these graveyard decks. Have you been able to pull off the Springheart combo with Nissa? The Springheart combo doesn't work with Nissa because it's legendary. You need Lotus Cobra, which I have cut from the deck so we can make room for the Shang-Chi combo. But I have done that with Lotus Cobra. I beat Living with Trudge last night. Yeah, I don't think that's an impossible task. Okay, so we're playing against Cosmic Fling. If we're on the play, I'd feel a lot better. On the draw, it's pretty scary. We're on the draw. They've kept their 6-card hand. Think I have to mulligan this one. It's pretty slow. I do like that we have Nantuko for chump blockers, though. Okay, I think I'll keep this on 6. Wouldn't Shang-Chi also let Nantuko to combo with Dryad extra mana? Yeah. Like, yes. Shang-Chi combos in more ways than one. I think it's a really nice tutor target in the deck. So they play a Blooming Marsh first. We find a copy of Quirion Ranger. So if they play Cosmic Wave next turn, I'm gonna need to chump block it. I may want to play Dryad Arbor turn 1 is what I'm thinking about right now. I think I'm just gonna get the Ranger down. Did you ever build around a new Witherbloom Dragon Sprout Storm? I hate that Witherbloom Dragon more than anyone could know. It's like it is like the ultimate like middle manager card. Like you need to have a bunch of cheap things to convoke it out, which is not very easy to do. They named Plunge into Darkness. Interesting, off the spoil. So they already have their Cosmic Wave. You need to have little things to convoke to like put this card into play in the first place, and then you need to have a payoff. Then you need to have the big clunky card, and then you need to have a payoff like Sprout Swarm. If you want to combo with Sprout Swarm, Intruder Alarm is way better. Like I just like despise that card. Dryad Arbor Ranger's nice jump blocking. Well, it's less nice if you don't get it online. Is Ooze better than Keen Curator in a mono green deck? I definitely am liking the idea of getting a bunch of life gain, but I haven't been playing these cards very much lately, so I can't really tell you. So I guess they're going to... Well, it's going to be hard for them to fling. Oh, no, I guess not, because they Serum Powder. They have enough life to pay. So I think they're going to go pay 10 life and and try to just go Cosmic Fling. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Maybe they don't have it all. Although they picked a card pretty fast there. 24 damage. Never upset to lose to Cosmic Ouphe. Although they've been losing to themselves less when I've been playing against them. Maybe they're getting better. I'm going to cut the snake, Ouroboroid. I'm going to bring in, I think, all 3 copies of Trinisphere. I'm going to cut the Nissa, the 5-mana Nissa, and maybe I feel like I want to be keeping the packs on the play. Maybe I don't even want to be Trinisphereing as hard on the play. It's a little bit weird. Maybe I don't want to be Trinisphereing at all, because like I can just be as fast as them if I commit to keeping my shit together. And the Trinisphere is like not all that good against them. Yeah, Trinisphere I feel like it maybe buys me a turn, but it takes me a turn to play it. Maybe I'm tripping. Okay, I'll play 1 over 1 snake. I don't think the snake's good in this matchup. I think I should have just tried to mulligan to a faster hand. Not quite enough to Summoner's Pact for Dryad Arbor turn 1. Sad to mulligan a Leyline in a matchup like this, though. We can keep this. Do you want to bobble us up their green packs? I mean, I've got green packs too. It just doesn't seem wise. My opponent reveals Chancellor of the Annex, Devourer of Destiny, and Gemstone Caverns. That's kind of a lot. I think I'm going to run a Ranger into the Chancellor. What makes the Changeling disenchant better than other cheap disenchants? It blocks Ocelot Pride. The amount of times I've had to say this is crazy, but I mean, that's literally it. It blocks Ocelot Pride. I wish there was more to it. There's not. And then it's tutorable, of course. All right, do they have the turn 1 Cosmic Ouphe? Thankfully, they do not. We find a Trudge, although we can't quite get a Fanatic down this turn. I think I'm just going to Shang-Chi. Yeah, Muma's deck was like predictably bad, but I wanted to give it a go. So they're probably going to pay... Oh, no life, nothing in the turn, huh? So we could Green Sun for Fanatic of Rhonas this turn. Seems fine. Guess I don't know why they kept a hand like this. I guess it had all these things. I guess it had Devour to like dig, and they just bricked on the Devour really hard. How is Platinum Titan tested? Haven't seen a list before. It's good against Prowess. That's kind of it. What do we get? We can get Ashaya, and then we can cast Leyline. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is round 1 with the deck. Get Ashaya, cast Leyline seems fine. We can... I think we'll do that. Disciple, draw 6. That seems fine, too. Ashaya is also just big and, like, kills them next turn. Oh, sorry, I'm 1 mana short of casting the Leyline. Okay. Not that the damage is bad to get in. Okay. Love when they draw nothing. I do think the Trinispheres are probably just going to be slow on the draw, although I have like just kind of nothing. I don't think their Ouroboroid is in any way good against them. Yeah, the life gain off the Disciple is important. That might have been the best reason. And also, like, drawing 6 is pretty nice. Squirrel Girl and Activate was the line. Yeah. I guess that was more power and toughness than Ashaya. Although not by a lot. We don't have a Leyline. It's kind of a painful hand, too. Like, the pain off the Disciples can be kind of bad. I'm going to kind of reluctantly mulligan this on the draw. Go to 5. Okay, can work with this. So no to Craterhoof, and then this would be an awesome 6-card hand. I think I put back the Shang-Chi. So my opponent reveals Devour of Destiny. They kept 7. And then they reveal a second Devourer also. Kind of like one Serum Powder. So they say no to 8 cards here. We got Temur Battle Rage in the deck. Happy to see that one always. So to cast Spoils, we might win the game right now. Not very likely to. It's happened a lot of times. They named Plunge into Darkness again. Is this like just the secret tech with Cosmic Ouphe is to name Plunge into Darkness? Maybe it is. Moonmist unfortunately did pretty bad. Spike, did I make the Cosmic Ouphe? And if so, curse you. I built a version of Cosmic Ouphe that was in a Necro. There's like a mono black fling, and Necro also is just kind of good with the strategy. I always like that deck a lot. I think it has a lot of advantages over this one. This one is definitely faster. It's like completely all in. But I did not build this deck, no. Bad matchup. We're gonna get thudded here for sure. Opponent maybe has it right that like you're supposed to just get plunge into darkness with spoils. I feel like I haven't seen most players keep this on the play. Might be a turn 3 Craterhoof. Yeah, pretty easily a turn 3 Craterhoof through if they have no disruption. They play a Verdant Catacombs and they pass the turn. Thoughts on trying King T'Challa and Goryo's other frog decks? Draws extra cards. I guess I would have to read it again, but I don't remember liking King T'Challa. Wait, is that the blue white one? I think that one could be fine. Although like in Goryo's, like your deck is like already so full. Yeah, I mean you could maybe play it. I don't know how it's gonna play as like just a normal value card, but it seems like it could be okay. You know, 3 drops have always a lot competing for them. I don't think that that's going to be mana positive. Yeah, Moonmist definitely tested bad, at least in this first draft. Maybe I can come together with something that performs a bit better. First draft looked pretty bad. This is 20 damage. All right. Needed that draw against the Cosmic Ouphe deck. So do I want another Ouroboroid? Do I want to run it back? Do I want... I think I might want the Scavenging Ooze. I might want the Changeling too. They're like just so in on Cauldron. Seems fine. Maybe I want Ouphe over Changeling. I have to get it preemptively is kind of the problem, but Ouphe also stops their ballistas, which is kind of nice. This is a race matchup, not a grind matchup, so I think I cut the Nissa. Can probably cut the Speaker. I think I'll just play Changeling over Ouphe. Not sure that that's right. Don't think I want to play both though. What do you think about Shape Anew plus Tin Rings in the Temur Omniscience Woodlands deck? You're already playing Fable. In the Temur list, I'm not playing Fable. This feels like a keep and lose kind of hand where I'm just like I have a hard time mulliganing a Leyline, but maybe a little. I think we have to mulligan on the draw against Yogg. Okay, this hand looks better. Let's put back the second Disciple of Freyalise, although I'm kind of hoping I can Disciple of Freyalise the Trudge, I guess. They lead on a Windswept Heath. We'll see if they have a 1-drop. They don't have a sorcery speed 1-drop. Leyline right on time, although this is a deck that you just are happy enough to hardcast Leyline. We might even hardcast it next turn, and then hardcast Disciple, because we can go tap for 2, Quirion Ranger, tap for 2, play Leyline, and we can also play the Trudge if we want. Draw is pretty weak to Orcish Bowmaster or Ballista, though. My opponent has surveilled a Spymaster's Vault into the graveyard. They're cracking their fetch. Untapped Overgrown Tomb down to 16. And it looks like they're going to Green Sun for a Halfling or... Oh, Ballista. It's always an X-Spell. Fair enough. Find a copy of Springheart Nantuko. I'm just going to run both of these out. I have a Yavimaya in my deck, and so does my opponent probably. It might be interesting to be able to bounce my Garden of Freyalise later, although it seems like that's probably pretty down the road. Maybe we're supposed to just run out Quirion Ranger on turn 1, although this is a matchup where they don't have a lot of removal, so a lot of times if they don't have a lot of removal, I don't mind YOLOing my only mana dork. They tap 2 mana, then they untap, then they play Spymaster's Vault, then they get ready to rumble. They hit a Grist, 2 Verdant Catacombs, and a Halfling. Vex, thanks for the 45. Hope you're doing well. They choose the Delighted Halfling. I think I'm going to bestow on Quirion Ranger. I'm going to attack for 2. I'm going to untap the Slumbering Trudge, which does peel a stun counter off of it. Make a token, and then play a Halfling. Not a bad turn. Can attack with the Trudge next turn if we need to. So about how many cards to the Marvel set will actually be played regularly in Modern? I mean, I don't know. I did a YouTube video. It's about an hour long talking about cards that have potential. And we won't know how many of them are actually going to make a big splash until weeks from now. I don't think it's going to be a very impactful set, but another thing too is it's like this is a deck I think is really good and really underplayed, and a deck I like recommend, and but it's also a deck that people just don't play, and so you're not going to see regularly people playing this brew that I believe in and I like, but it's just not going to be one that people are going to play. Hopefully not. Is this deck solved? I don't know. I think this deck is not solved. There's some questions on like the sideboard, the Tyvar Splash. There's a lot of flex spots. Am I going to remove the counter in the turn? I think so. I think so. Keep the universe beyond out my Modern, brother. No reason to. Well, it would let me activate the Quirion Ranger to untap the Halfling next turn. So they're doing this so they can connive. Like, so if I go Quirion Ranger and tap the Trudge, then I could play Forest, and I could untap the Halfling next turn, and I could attack with the Trudge. Alright, so they have 2 counters, which they're probably going to kill my Quirion Ranger with, so we're going to be untapping anyways. So we're going to have 4 mana, maybe we're just playing Leyline next turn. Don't know how well we're going to beat the Spymaster's Vault Ballista plan. Seems kind of tough. I guess we can also Quirion Ranger. Is it even good to Quirion Ranger? Seems like it's actually better to hold it since they've got the Ballista. Oh, didn't mean to tap for legendary spells. They're one where Young Wolf. Yeah, I know they can kill me with a Young Wolf. We're probably going to have to settle this in game 3. I missed the intro. What does Squirrel Grow bring to the deck? Like a value card or possible combo? It's both, and that's something I'm excited about, is that you have combos with it and Enduring Vitality and Shang-Chi, and it also, I think, is just kind of a good value card in a deck with so much mana and Fanatic of Rhonas. So they Cauldron the Grist, which makes a lot of sense. They should start by making a token. think, should we just be going to game 3 for speed's sake? I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that just to keep the ball rolling on this new testing, huh? Kenny Darko with the 37. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you are doing well. Good to hear from you. Maybe yeah, I don't know. The blisters are annoying, but I think this is a fine config. Totally fine keep. Might end up Summoner's Pacting for Badgermole Cub. Maybe not on turn 2 though. My opponent is thinking about their 7. Yeah, today is day 1 of the new set. Opponent mulls a 6. Okay, we're gonna green sun for the Arbor turn 1. One thing that's nice about being on the play here is their Bowmasters and their Ballistas can't kill my Arbor if I'm able to like play a Ranger and protect it with the bounce. They play a Verdant Catacombs. Draw Snake. I think I'm just bestowing. Bestowing on the Arbor is also good. Just have it be 2 power. And, or I guess more importantly, 2 toughness. And even if they like kill the Quirion Ranger this turn, then maybe we're just gonna slam a snake and make a bunch of big insects. Hello, SMP loops. My opponent keeps the card on top with the Underground Mortuary. They play a Young Wolf. Then they pass the turn. And I draw a copy of Green Sun Zenith. So if I can get Shang-Chi and Badgermole Cub in play, then I can make infinite Dryad Arbors. So let's say I go Summoner's Pact for Badgermole Cub. I would have to tap the Arbor first. So go tap Arbor, tap Forest, Forest. Earthbend, this is 2 mana. I tap it for 2. I bounce a Forest. I Quirion Ranger. I tap it for 4. I Green Sun Zenith for... I Green Sun Zenith for Shang-Chi. It's infinite 1/1s right now. I don't think I understand that. Yeah, I need to give this stuff haste, and I need to also be making each Arbor tapping for 2 mana, so I need to get Cub and Cub too. So it's like Pact for Cub, tap Dryad Arbor, tap Forest. This is tapping for 2. Then I have 4 mana. I use 3 of it to Green Sun for Shang-Chi. Then I replay the basic Forest. This gives me a mana floating and the new mana to start the loop. All right, let's do it. Pact Ashaya, Green Sun for second Ranger. Second Ranger doesn't... I guess it makes infinite tokens too. Yeah, this doesn't have mana, but it does make infinite power, which is pretty good. And relatively easy to click through. Although, time consuming. All right, Shang-Chi doing something. They should be a mana short of comboing me with Cauldron Ballista, Spy Masters. My opponent says, what? And they give us the GG's. I think I've got a mulligan, right? Yeah. Close. This hand's really good if my Dryad Arbor lives. Happy to have a Squirrel Girl hand too. Blood Crypt. Oh, it lived! Oh, it lived. Okay. So obviously I have a few different options, but I think against Ragavan, I probably just like the idea of bestowing onto Arbor and then playing Misty, crack Misty, get a forest. If Nantuko made squirrels, this deck would be perfect. So you got 7 cards in their hand. Play Marsh Flats down to 6. Cracks the Marsh Flats. Basic Plains, so maybe Boros Energy. They exile the Arbor, so what we can do is we can go just bounce the Arbor to our hands, at least have access to it. I can also Earthbend onto the Dryad Arbor next turn, potentially. Which would give me the ability to go Cub into Squirrel Girl. They say, my Ragavan ain't getting any better than this, and you know what? They're right. Yeah, so let's go play Arbor. Badgermole Cub onto Arbor. Which gives haste, so we can go tap for 2 mana, untap the Arbor, and then we got a Squirrel Girl. First time playing it as a value creature. On this board, definitely worse than Ouroboroid. Still pretty good, probably. So my opponent plays an Orcish Bowmaster on Quirion Ranger, which will not respond with a Quirion Ranger activation. I have, let's see, 2, 3. Seems like we just want to go attack with 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, let's not attack with the squirrel. We want to leave that in play to make more squirrels. Maybe they have a lightning bolt. So if they have lightning bolt, I want to activate this now. So I get to make more squirrels. Hard to say how good that was. It seemed pretty good. I'm gonna bring in the snake. I'm gonna go down to Pact. I think I like this. Oh, sorry, I'll bring in the Changeling against energy variants too. Probably down the Speaker. How close was I putting Toski in the deck? I guess Toski's been more or less deleted from my card database, despite it being good at one point. Sad to say that out loud. Alright, they mulled to 6. We're gonna keep our 7 on the draw. Dude, Chomping Changeling's a squirrel! Let's go! That's the reason to play it. That's the reason to play it. It's a squirrel. Is running both Badgermole Cubs out this turn overcommitting? It's probably okay. You want to tap like this, so if they kill the Cub in response to the ETB trigger, you still get to make 2 mana. There's some argument, I think, here for fetching Dryad Arbor and Earthbending onto it, so that if they go Wrath the Skies, we still have a creature that's tapping for mana next turn. They're going to Wrath the Skies, but they're going to kill everything instead of just my little guys. A 3 for 2 because they had to spend the discharge as well. I feel like this hand wants me to get 3 mana Nissa pretty bad because I have so many fetches. Imagine Surgical Extract. I guess Surgical Extraction can't target basics. Okay, so with Summoner's Pact, maybe I get another Badgermole this turn. Maybe I get a Quirion Ranger. Sorry, not Quirion Ranger. A Fanatic of Rhonas. I think I get Fanatic of Rhonas. With Fanatic of Rhonas, Summoner's Pact for Ashaya becomes a little bit more appealing. Or if I go Summoner's Pact for Nissa and I get Ashaya, that's a bit better. And then also Fanatic, if it dies, I could Eternalize it. Yeah, I agree. Wrath is such a fucked up card. Prodigy with the 45. Thank you. Welcome back. So they're blink instead of energy. Okay. Maybe a bit more of a blend. So I draw a copy of Slumbering Trudge, so I could play this, and then I would have. Yeah, I guess let's go. Let's just draw a bunch of cards. Or I could get Squirrel Girl. I'd be 1 mana of Squirrel Girl and activating. If we draw a bunch of cards, maybe one of them will be Squirrel Girl. Also get to gain 6 life. It's always nice. A little bit flooded. Now you'd have to Root Fanatic. No, it's just 4 mana, and I have 4. I die if I Quirion Ranger in response to this Solitude. So they have only 1 card left in their hand here. I've drawn most of the lands in my deck. Not all of them. It's a good top deck. They didn't even bother to attack with the Wisp Blaster, did they? They Impending Overlord instead of Hardcast, and they find a Felia or a Clarion Conqueror. They choose Clarion Conqueror, which is a really hard card for me to beat. Not impossible, though. I might Nantuko my Disciple of Freyalise. I guess. He's getting Arbor. I mean, I only have 1 more fetchable forest, so I kind of wanted to grab this now. Yeah, I think our plan is to probably just hardcast this Clarion, make Trudge bigger. It's just activated abilities, so no. Or not hardcast, just yeah, I mean, yes, hardcast or Green Sun for um Craterhoof. We have an attack here. I'm totally happy if they double block. And we can be sacrificing stuff to copies of Disciple of Freyalise. There's Green Sun Zenith, so I'm a ways away from getting the Craterhoof that I want. Is there anything else that's particularly good to get? Ashaya is kind of death here against Clarion Conqueror. I think I'm going to get interested in cards. Conqueror says activated abilities of creatures can't be activated. Oh yeah, of course the snake is what we wanted there. Well, I think we kind of avoid a little bit of disaster. I forgot that that's actually our plan. Yeah, Shaya is very, very bad here for sure. Played around the Ephemerate pretty well. No attacks, unfortunately. Do you ever put a copy of Cruel Harpooner? I don't know. It's you can if you feel like you're gonna run into the Conqueror, I suppose. I don't know how often you're gonna run into it. I think we are still doing pretty fine this game. I'm gonna get the Arbor here so that the Ouroboroid just has another creature to put a counter on. Yeah, accidentally played around Ephemerate there. So they've got 2 cards in their hand. Draw a Nissa. Gonna just go for the snake here. This is not the worst draw. Hopefully they don't have another Solitude or an Ephemerate. Really? Come on, dude. Okay. So I don't want to crack the fetch, otherwise it's a 2-turn clock. Yeah, I know Nissa is not the best against Conqueror. It's not the worst card in my deck against Conqueror. It still makes a bunch of 3/3s. Okay, we'll go to game 3. On the play for game 3, you can try to dodge Conqueror, could sometimes race it, sometimes snake it. Bummer they had the Solitude and the Ephemerate there. Sure. Oh, Conqueror turns up Planeswalkers, right? I guess, yeah, this at least gives me the extra mana. That's true. So they do kill my Halfling. Obviously, land would be nice. We can make an extra mana with the Quirion Ranger. We're not doing anything with it right now. Yikes. Okay, get to play. Yeah, Moon Mist unfortunately bad, somewhat predictably bad. Okay. Dead to Conqueror. Do we pivot? Do we play another one? I kind of want to play the Ruby control deck. Tough to run into Cosmic Fleeing and Clarion Conqueror, but I think I want to play the Ruby control deck. We might pivot back to this later. What is Conqueror for? I agree. I feel like Conqueror is not very good in the metagame right now, but whatever.